That brought tears to my eyes as I um, listened to that little speech about me. um, so, I learned the following quote many years ago in school. I think it was a freshman in high school, and it has stuck with me ever since. I shall pass this way but once. Any good that I can do or any kindness I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer nor neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again. That was a quote from Etienne de Grier. Thank you for this award. I accept it in the name of everyone who has ever done even the smallest of kindnesses to a migrant, a refugee, an asylum seeker. It's how we make the world a better place. I arrived here in May of 2014, as Pauline just said, and when preparing this little talk, I asked myself, why am I so drawn to work with refugees, with migrants? My parents, okay? My mother shared very few tidbits of her life. She said she was happily said there was no tuition to go to college. But after 2 years of college, she was told she was required to get back to the country and was sent to a camp. She could never expand on that statement. And she was able, very happily, to board the last ship to leave Germany before World War II erupted in 1939. As teenagers, we knew there was a lot of pain behind Mom's very few words about her past. Upon arrival in New York Harbor, she was grateful for the job of registering the newcomers to the United States of America. Her name is engraved on the walls of Ellis Island. Mom was always grateful for America, the land of the free and the home of the brave. And she was the bravest woman I ever knew. My father's parents were both immigrants from Ireland, searching for a better life. Their parents and grandparents suffered from the potato famine in the mid-1800s, where 1 million Irish died of starvation. Dad's parents met on Staten Island, New York. They married, and my father was the eldest of 5 children. Life was challenging. I remember a story he told us. We just remembered it. His mom would tell him to put on his overalls when the train was coming, and she would sew up at the ankles, and then send him off to pick up the peanuts that fell off the train, or a sack would break open, and he would come back and home, and Mom would fix a peanut soup for the family. All life is sacred. All life is holy. Celebrate this festival of life. We must remember our unity with the universe. Celebrate this festival of life. Those words come from a song I learned when I was in college with the student community, and I looked it up on the internet to see if I could find the whole song, but it's not there. But I remember a little bit of it, and I hope you can learn it quickly and sing it with me throughout this talk. All life is sacred, all life is holy. Celebrate this festival of life. All life is sacred, all life is holy. Celebrate this festival of life. And I'd like to share briefly the stories of a few courageous, very courageous women and men I've met during these past 9 years of service to migrant persons and asylum seekers. I wish to honor and celebrate their lives by sharing a vignette of their lives that they shared with me. I'll call her Berta and her 10-year-old son, Pablo. They arrived at Nazareth in 2014. Berta was full of energy, praising and thanking God, and I knew she wanted to talk, so I listened to this wild story. On their journey from a Central American country, she and other people were rounded up at gunpoint and were told to get onto a truck. They were transported to a large old building and were told to walk up to the second floor. The room was packed with people. That wise woman, she and her son made their way to the window. And during the night, Berta, Pablo, and other people were able to help each other drop to the dirt from the second floor window without injury and continue their journey and arrived in El Paso. Berta stated that she just kept praising God and trusting God that God would help them, protect them. She was so scared to drop her son 2 floors down, but God protected them. They made it and are full of gratitude. I wonder how she's doing now, 9 years later. All life is sacred, all life is holy. Celebrate this festival of life. There was another amazing family, a couple with 2 children, precious little boys. The father spoke up for what was true and right and just, so they had to escape their country and experienced a harrowing trip through the Darien Gap and eventually arrived in El Paso, full of gratitude that they made it there. However, there came a long, painful period of separation when the father was put into a horrible detention situation. There was the constant stomach-churning worry of wife and children and the husband, knowing that if deported to their country, only torture and or death awaited them. Thankfully, through someone's very challenging and dedicated work, the family is reunited, residing and working in the United States of America. God bless them. All life is sacred, all life is holy. Celebrate this festival of life. I will preface this final vignette by mentioning a wonderful program both in El Paso and our sister city, Juarez. It is known as Capacitar en la Frontera, where many practices that promote healing are taught. I'll use one of them in the following vignette. I'm a volunteer with the American Red Cross disaster team and had the privilege of serving some evenings at the convention center in late December and January. One evening, I was assigned to the single men's unit and observed a man limping badly. He shared that he and other men in his group were robbed. His legs were beaten, injuring the tendons. His pain level was an 8 out of 10. I explained the Capacitar practice of emotional freedom tapping, and he was eager to learn. I decided to first address the emotional part of being attacked, robbed of all their savings, and seriously wounded, and asked the level of his anger and resentment at being so violated. His response was calm, sincere voice, and he said, "Oh no, sister, I don't have any anger or resentment." And with a smile, "I'm here in the United States of America." He has a wife and 2 children for whom he has hope to pave a pathway for them to join him here in our country. Please join. All life is sacred, all life is holy. Celebrate this festival of life. I shall pass this way but once. Any good that I can do or any kindness I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer nor neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again. Thank you, Melissa Limon Garza, and the Board of Directors for Las Americas, the employees and the volunteers. Thank you, Ruben Garcia and Delia Gomez, for founding Annunciation House. Thank you, Rosemary Castillo, the administration team of Bien Vivir, and all my awesome co-workers. Thank you, Red Cross Disaster Team, under the direction of Luis Trejo here in El Paso. Thank you, Red Cross Disaster Spiritual Care Team of Central and Southwest Texas under the direction of Angelo Terrell. My community of the Franciscan Missionaries of Mary, Sister Mary So, Sister Odile Poirier, Sister Mary Paul Willem, Sister Alicia Alhambra, and sisters who were here before, Sister Marie Sanati, many of you may know, Sister Beatrice Castigliola, and who has passed and helped to put Las Americas back on the map, Sister Liliana Lam. Thank you so much for all your support and encouragement over the years. And one more person I have come to know and appreciate deeply for his awesome service with the migrants, who worked so diligently with Sister Mary So, Miguel Manzano. So, and the rest of you who work that I don't even know yet. God bless you one and all.